she's always good, which I can understand. Uh, she probably got.
All right. Greetings, everyone. It is I, Dr. Chef. It's good to see you all on this Motivational Monday. I had issues trying to tune in and booted me out, so this is the reason why I had to go tune in live a little later. However, I was motivated. It was definitely make sure that I tune in to you all on this Motivational Monday. I pray that all of you all are well, and and I pray that everybody's been safe, especially those of us that's in North Carolina area, the Florida area, anywhere within that area that has been affected by the hurricane. I send out my condolences and prayers for those who have been highly affected by it, and for those who have passed and have lost loved ones in the midst of this time. And so, yeah, you all, yes, in spite, I am motivated. I pray that you all have done your due diligence to stay motivated to be healthy and well. Yes, that means eating right, living right, and thinking right. If not, then that's why we got Motivational Monday with me, Dr. Shell, also known as Dr. Hill. All right. All right, you all. Well, as you all know, I left out with a very, very powerful book. And I wanted to pick up because I believe that it would be very, very helpful for those who don't mind having an open mind to be able to hear the views of others that are here at this time living amongst us, seeing the different challenges that's taking place. So this book has most definitely been very inspirational to me. It has made me help me to become even more focused. I think that it's also attracting a lot of other positive things to me as well. Hi, how you doing, ma'am? And so, as you all can see, I'm out and about. I wasn't able to tune in because the internet, for some reason, had glitches back at the office and at our other location. So I had to come to the nearest place that I could in order to be able to tune in to you all. And that's what I mean by taking motivation. If I would have had to walk it out for miles, I would have did that too. Yes, I'm getting used to this. And so, yes, I'm almost a year in, you all, and it's months. And yes, it was a very, very difficult thing for me to come before platforms for years, knowing that there was a lot of good things that I had to share and good testimonies to help others to overcome. Through all different types and forms of tests and trials that we go through today, everything ranging from sickness and health, from death, from us overcoming and needing to be inspired to be able to continue on the journey that God has set before us. For we know that though that there are many of us that have different plights and different missions in life, I'm here to merely to encourage and to help us to remember to think about the best and the most positive way to do that, to have the best effect on our people. And so that ranges from anything from speaking about nutrition to spirituality to religion, you name it. I try not to tap too much off into politics and things of that nature. I give a little bit of briefing there, here and there, but not too much because I do fully understand that it is a major distraction when there are other things that's going on that really truly is going to affect us. Not to say that the politicking does not matter. It does matter. That is what governs our laws of our land. And so that is to be something to most definitely educate yourself in. But this is not the platform for me to go on and on about politicking. So this is the reason why I will not do a lot of segments concerning politics. Because I do have my view, and yes, I was raised with the family that did a lot of politicking, and so it's not that I'm not aware. However, I do realize that God has the final say over whoever we choose to get into office, and that also these we're living in a time where history is repeating itself, and so those of us who have knowledge. And those of us who are not afraid to look into making sure that we do our homework in the world that we live in now. It's important that we learn all that we need to learn about the powers that be and about those who govern the world that we live in today. And so that's a part that you all have to, because everyone, no matter what I say and others say, you're going to come up with your own perspective about things such as religion, such as health, such as politics, such as what we should do here that's best for each individual. Everybody's going to have their different perspectives. Some will choose to plead the fifth. And that's all right too, because we have those who are gifted and talented into making sure that we have information that's useful, and we have those who are gifted and they, or I'll say just talented, in making sure that they create a lot of distraction that's not useful for us. And so, therefore, I choose on this Motivational Monday to share information with you all that will be helpful and useful as far as helping us to encourage our minds to think about that is positive and that is good, and that will help us to multiply the many gifts and abilities that we have here today that we can use to go down and pass down to your next generations, and prayerfully, we can all together make this world a better place. But we know in everything that we do, it's going to be good and bad. It's going to be righteous and unrighteous. It's as long as we keep that in mind, I think we'll come out all right. I think we will. All right, we're going to get to the good part. Those of you all who know, I am naturopathic doctor, practitioner, spiritual mentor, youth leader, a drug counselor, missionary, humanitarian, activist for our people unapologetically. I'm also a holistic chef, and that's where I coined the name Dr. Chef from. I also do a whole lot of advocacy work for those who cannot speak up for themselves or fend for themselves, and I mean for those who suffer with mental illness, what they call quote unquote mental illness, any form of stress, depression. And I have a whole range of experience in a lot of different things within the past 25 years, technically almost 30 now. However, I've just been blessed to be able to focus more so on the health and the mental health, the wellness, and the physical health of our people, the more so because I find that is where we suffer the most in how our minds think, and prayerfully how our minds think healthy enough to be able to take care of ourselves. Because I truly do believe in the scripture and the writing that says that it was God's perfect will that we be in good, that we prosper and be in good health, and that we prosper as our soul will prosper. I do believe in that. And so I thank you all for those who all just tuning in now. Hey there, Brian. How you doing? Good to see you, brother. I hope all is well. What are your thoughts on the raw fruitarian lifestyle? Okay, this is Motivational Monday, but I don't mind tapping into that because I know we have some days and some spaces in between Wellness Wednesday. Before I'm going to get into the mathematics of the mind, you all, on this Motivational Monday, but I love the question so much that I am going to answer the question. My thoughts on the raw fruit. As a holistic practitioner that's been practicing this for over 25 years now, is that to each his own. That yes, fruits are do possess the most highest quality of antioxidants that our body needs to live by, and it produces the most freshest and the most vitalizing energy source of energy that we need in order to be healthy and energized. However, it can vary from person to person because, as we know, especially here in America and in other parts of the world where we do not have access to clean water, and do not have access to good homegrown, farm fresh food, and where we have big pharma that's taken over, where most of us are being injected with things that are foreign and chemical. We have to be very, very careful about getting ourselves to a place to where we think that we can afford, or that it is best for us to narrow ourselves down to one type of food. I only encourage that for those who live in tropical areas where they can pick their food, their sun food, fruit food, melanated food from off of the tree. I believe that that's the reason why some of them are moving to tropical places and places where there is good soil. However, here in America, we have to be very realistic. If you do not, or you have not befriended, or you have not done your homework, and making sure that you pair up together with churches and organizations that have access to farmers, or you do not live by one, or you do not have your own home to where you're able to create your own non-GMO garden, then that means that you will be forced to have a variety of foods that you eat for your health's sake. It is the ultimate way that we were originally, I believe, we were originally designed. Our bodies was originally designed, especially melanated people, was originally designed to eat from the earth, the fruits, the vegetations and fruits from the earth. But because of the time that we live in, our bodies have become more complex over time. And so now we've been forced to eat grains and other things. And this has been happening since the beginning of time. As we know, for those who all there have done your homework biblically so, or that believe in history, there's always been a time that there were men that were living and women that were living past 100. And they ate a variety of grains, bread, fruits, meats. They ate a lot of things. However, we know that if you just do your homework, that we are living in a time where the industry is taking over and they have tainted a lot of our good, healthy source of grains and fruits that has made it much more harder on our digestive system for us to ingest in order for us to live a more healthy and longer life. So my advice is always is to do it in moderation, everything that you do in moderation, and do your best to be able to have access to bring to you and feed your body and your family's body that is genetic, that's non-GMO, meaning non-genetically modified. That's the best we can do. Those who have access to all natural homegrown fruit and vegetation and whatever herbs that you all need, because tea across the world, herbs across the world has been known for helping to aid in illnesses. So teas and herbs are not considered fruits. So we can't say that you're a full fruitarian if you're using teas and herbs, because herbs are not fruit. So that's my thought, Brother Brian, concerning the matter. Thank you so much for the question. Greetings, Sister Dark. It's good to see you all. Please like and share, like and share. For those who all that think so, as you all see, it shifted up in that way. I hope that wasn't too much information, Brother Brian. I hope that answered the question. So I am universal when it comes down to where a person comes from, the state that you live in, and I will be on Wellness Wednesday sharing a chart and a map across the world where to use big pharma versus holistic things. I posted up on some of my social media platforms of why we have to be very universal, we have to be very smart. However, you all have to understand, or it's best for us to try our best to understand that anytime something becomes commercialized, anytime you have it where we can make money off of here in this business country, this financial pool of country, and other places all over that's making money. When it become an industry, then there is no more great concern about how great your health will be, because we make more money with you dead than we do alive. That's the reason why this is an industry now, even for holistic practitioners and those who are teaching wellness. No matter how great our intentions are, at the end of the day, it is about money. Yes, there are those of us who God can measure our heart, like myself, and there are many others that started this a long time ago or that's been doing it practically half our lives. And because we care. But now that a wellness coach and holistic practitioner can get paid anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000 a year, you will be put on a regimen. You will be told simple things that you can do as long as you're paid. Now that is the raw truth. And so every man, every woman have to make the assessment for themselves. What does your body good? And pass it along. All right? All right. I know y'all see, Brother Brian, you got me started off deep now. Those of you ought to call in at 618-388-8100 number. If you via texting, you receive this information during coaching. This is the reason why I'm providing the health and wellness coaching for $50 now for this month. But however, you can still send in donation and still receive consultation for individuals. That's what I recommend for you all to do when you really want to know what it is that I stand for as a holistic coach. The part that I'm sharing now here on Motivational Monday will be just to inspire you all to keep moving forward, keep forward thinking about how important it is for us to work together, how important it is for our minds to be right. And we know that what we eat does affect how we think. I've gone through many hardship because of the mind not being right for those who were in so-called supposed to be my covering. And because my mind at that time was not gone with the wind, I had to learn how to survive and fend for myself and ask God to help me so that I still could be able to come before you all without a whole lot of money, without a whole lot of support system with from social media gurus. And yes, I was offered help in that area from those who tune in from time to time that think that why wouldn't she be able to do more and help more if there are those who were there working with her in the beginning when we saw her, because we don't have like minds. We don't have like minds enough, and like spirits and our hearts are not in the same place. It only appeared that it is. That's why. Because there are those of us who have more integrity behind closed doors, behind the social media platform, that we just we can't be bought out. And you have many that say that they haven't been for ratings, but they have been. They have been. And you know it because they don't have what they started off with. What we have is those of us squirming, trying to make a difference today in hopes that it doesn't look like we're all falling apart as we see United States of America fall apart. In hopes that we can fool a lot of people. And this is the reason why it's so important that we keep our minds right and healthy. That's the reason why it's so important that we keep our minds in the closest as we can in the mind of God. And I know that's a lot. That's a lot. I fully understand. Hey there, sister Edna. Good to see you back. Shalom. How are you? All right, your family, your opinion on 1 degree oats and blackstrap molasses. Oh, y'all on the road with my health and wellness. Okay, here we go. My opinion, my experience, actually, beyond my opinion with the 1 degree oats, is that it is the only company that we've seen that were bold enough to state that they have tested their oats for glycemic glycemic, and glycemic, as you all know, that is one of the number one ingredients, chemical components that's been linked to causing cancer. Because oats can be considered something healthy or not, depending on what time of day you eat it, and depending on what kind of oats, how it is granulated, and how our system breaks it down. We know, for the most part, most people know that it's high in fiber, and most of us associate oats with the history of just a long time of growing up eating oats, except for those of us from the South that was more grits eaters, which the original version of that would be cream of wheat or cream of rice. That being said, okay, and then also for the blackstrap molasses, I'm a heavy promoter of the blackstrap molasses. Years ago, I took a detoxification class and I learned about the blackstrap molasses as I was surfing through the books, some very old books, and it was on blackstrap molasses. I encourage you all to go on, to those who are really interested in it. The Unsulfur, UNSULFUR, the unsuffered version of the blackstrap molasses that's bitter, not as sweet. It will become over a period of time that you get your body used to taking it. I'm fascinated by it because of the amount of potassium and the amount of sulfur that it has in it, and iron that it gives us, because the combination of them both helps to give the bone health that we need to penetrate through our bones. One of the number one also sources that our people from the South used when they were in slavery and working on the farms from sun up to sundown. I've been fortunate enough to have a grandmother that actually they taught us that when they were coming up and working on the plantations, this is through my step up dad, that they were raised on the plantation in Mississippi, and they would go through bottles of it, they say, and she is stronger than an ox to this day, at 80 something years old. And so there's nothing too much that I can bring up health wise or holistic earth that she doesn't know about, because they were the ones that were in the field and they had access to it. Okay. And so she said that they used to drink it by the bottles, and they would work those fields and do all sorts of work all day because it gives you that amount of energy. The source of natural sugar that's in there are the 8 grains that you would see in the average 12-ounce bottle of unsuffered blackstrap molasses. Is not enough to spike your A1 level. If so, it would be because of diabetes or something else that you have eaten too much of, for us a sugar base is. So I wouldn't be concerned about that, because having a couple of tablespoons of it on a regular basis will not harm the body. I have not gotten back no reports of anything. Those with anemia and those who suffer from low iron and those who suffer from natural energy, if anything, I've got nothing but the greatest response back from the last 10 years for those who I've placed on the unsuffered or recommended the unsuffered black strap molasses to. And you can make it taste like a tea. You can make it taste like a coffee, depending on what kind of cream that you want to add, whether it's your own homemade almond milk, or if you want to use coconut milk. And then put it a couple of tablespoons inside of some hot water. If you want it to taste more like a tea, then you add a little swig of lemon, real lemon, squeeze it in there. You can add a little chill, nice room temperature water chill to it, and it'll taste like your half and half lemon tea. So I recommend 8 ounce of that every day for those who all that have an exercise routine, or you're working every day, or you just like to have some good energy throughout the day. And it helps to promote good bowel movements, excellent bowel movements. So all the other things that you may have for those who suffer from constipation, like 80% of Americans do, some form of it, then that's an excellent source to have. And the shelf life is tremendous. I do not know for it to go old after you open it. And to my knowledge, you do not have to refrigerate it. If mine, I have not had to refrigerate it. And then also for women who suffer, who still have menstrual cycles and have cramps, it's excellent for taking it during that time as well. I know, yeah, it's a lot. So hopefully you all were able to take in that information. Thank you so much, Steph. How was your trip? Did you do well? Did you come back and enjoy yourself? I had announced it out here. I said for you all to pray for Sister Edna while she was going out of town, and I did get your message. So let me know when you're ready to place your order, and I'll send that out tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Greetings, everyone else. Please like to share. If during the teaching time, we have to, anyone else have any health questions, because I know over the weekend and we getting this new scare, I did get the update that this new flu tactic that they're going to try you all is supposed to be in shots. They're already debunking it. They're already stating that it will not be as helpful and as powerful. They already know what's helping is that there's a lot of lawsuits that's going on because of the last jabs and all of the different notable side effects. The one good thing about having social media is that the people are placing out here the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so many people have been affected over this period of time, the last couple of years since this happened, that receive all of it. And it's only been a very few that you can come across that received all of those injections that's actually appear to be okay. There may be some unique cases where people, their immune system is so powerful and strong where it may isolate. I put nothing past us Black women and men as far as our DNA code is concerned. I put nothing past it. However, if we're being realistic, most of us does not have a strong enough immune system to take in anything toxic, anything foreign over and over again that have not been tested. And even if it had been tested, just the fact that it was not natural and it was not designed to heal your body, that's enough right there to cause a whole lot of unnecessary side effects. It's not good for us in the long run. So I'm allowing those questions on this Motivational Monday because of that, because I know as time go by and then as the water keeps coming, we keep going through more and more hurricanes, then that's going to bring about certain diseases and pestilence because they're not burying everyone properly that's been affected in these hurricanes, you all. And those things shift to us in the atmosphere, and it has an effect on our respiratory system. At that time, I highly recommend you all to still call in. The way you can support before I get to the good read is by ordering your sea moss, a 30-day supply of your sea moss. I had some orders to go out today. So thank you all for those of you all that support. Please give me the feedback on what you think. And then I still have the moringa. My sea moss is $40 a bag, you all. And then we still have some moringa left, you all, that's $25. And then we also have your 2 bags of your colon cleanse that you can place in your food. You can even snap these in if for those you all that like your plant-based pancakes and things of that nature, and you want to still make your pies for this season. You want to make your apple pies and peach cobbler. You can use it for this with thickening and fluffiness. Be careful though, because they can have it too soft and too gummy. Okay, but bottom line is that it helps with bowel movements and making sure that your system is being flushed and purified along with certain forms of parasites as well. Okay. All right. And that is $40 for 2 bags of a colon purifier. Or you can order 1 bag, which would be the equivalent of 2 weeks supply for $25. Okay. And that's not including shipping and handling right now. Or else I have to raise the price unless you all want me to go up to 35 just for shipping and handling. Okay. So the shipping and handling is separate because I like not overpricing my things, regardless of how much I have to do and how many people and different places that I want to help. I'm just not there where I'm just not there, y'all. I can't. I can't. I know us, and I'm still learning us. All right. So much for that, you all. Well, for this motivational Monday, I see you all tuned in. You all not playing. Y'all ready for the good stuff? Thank you all again for the questions. I appreciate it. Okay, and I look forward to your calls, Sister Edna. Okay, now we are in here for the second round, for the third round of the mathematics of the mind. I heard one sister put into the chat for last week. She said for the mathematics of God. I said, okay, we can do that too, because that's what I believe that it is. It's important, you all. This book is from the mathematics of the mind. Is from Brother Nuri Muhammad. Because there are new people that tune in. Um, I still believe that it's an excellent read, and we have a lot that's out here. We have a lot of people that's writing good things. But what I did like, and yes, I am quite biased. I like that the brother and sister have been married for over 30 years to their family. I like that they have endured hardship and have stayed to remain strong. I like that they stay in really their character and personality precedes them from their youth on up to now. So they are of my stage. I love it. I'm very passionate about that concerning our people. And when I say our people, I do mean my melanated people unapologetically. Because there's so much that so many of us have had to fight against and so many adversities. And just to see any of us to come out whew, without all of the horrible things and reputations that come with trying to do right by our people, it's it's a task that many cannot accomplish. But this brother and his wife has accomplished that. And so for that, I want to support it because I've learned the minds of him. And yes, I do. I'm very familiar. I have a family member that attends his teaching sessions. And so, and he is every bit, and he knows how to make our people think about what's good and healthy for us, for our mind, body, and soul. He does not take down, but at the same time knows how to remain respectful to his elders, know how to remain respectful without trashing on everybody else, knows how to remain respectful without mocking everybody that dies. And that's something to honor. That's something to give respect. And so I was just talking to another sister that was introducing me to a new, oh, guess what, you all, good skincare, all natural skincare from Hawaii, you all. I'm going to be wind up being a distributor of it and might wind up taking a trip out real soon to assess and work with our sisters concerning this skincare, all natural skincare line. Yes, I was interested in creating my own. However, I can only do so much at a time. Maybe later, but right now to support these sisters that have put together and got some of the best of naturopaths on it. Oh my God, it is. I am so happy to be able to support them. And so when mine's come in the mail, I will share it with you all. And this one's not going anywhere, you all. The other one, the liquid vitamin D3 that I shared with you all, I had got news that it was going to run out of stock because it's so at so high demand. So when it come back, then we can I can reintroduce that to you all. But this one is a skincare line, and I like how they get in depth with what is affecting our bodies, our skin, outside of just making sure that you have nice skin. And so I'm looking forward to doing Zooms and things of that nature, and I'll be sharing those Zoom links and things of that nature with you all. I should have mine in the mail. Just ordered today, so I should have mine in the mail sometime by the end of this week or by next week. Okay, and when I have it, I will share it with you all. Yes, I got nice skin, but still there is some touch-ups that I would like to do to mine since I'm hairy by nature, And we're gonna work on some things. And he also have some other things, the ingrown hair and all natural. You can't beat. I know about Hawaii and how pure a lot of those their things are, and coming from the waters and all of the vitality that's there on that island still. Even though they are trying to infiltrate it as well, nevertheless, we do have some artists out there working the good work, and they getting some of the good of the land, y'all. And so I look forward to sharing that with you all as well. Hey, this is Chanel. It's good to see you. Your order went out. You should be receiving your order any day now. And look forward to our consultation. So please send me a date and time that works well for you this week, Sister Chanel, okay? Thank you so much. I look good. Look forward to talking to you. I pray that your day has been well so far. All right. All right, now, you all. I'm into the mathematics of mind. I'm going to start off here at a section here that I thought that was really nice. Yes, I skipped over a few pages only because I felt like it was good. Because the one that we had went through the first time was on page 15. Whatsoever we think, we was coming out of Philippians 4:8. Our minds are made up of a deposit that we put in, and we all should know that much. And so I liked it that he was sharing the Philippians, whatsoever we think it, that shall we be, and we should have the mind of Christ. For those of you all that know Philippians 4:8, that is what I started off with. I'm gonna read just a little bit of it, and then I'm gonna get to the other chapter that I wanted to put emphasis on, and it was going into if a thought becomes a word, and this is page 15. If a thought becomes a word, and the word becomes an action, and the action becomes a habit, and the habit makes character, and the character makes future, then we have to be consciously downloading information that creates space and peace and harmony. And then he shared with us the scripture, finally, my brother, and he said, whatsoever thing is true, whatsoever thing is that things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. And yes, that was a good reminder for me, because I've had some reports that I've had to make that wasn't so pleasant, you all, and that's why I didn't share the first time around. But it wasn't as big of a deal because it was only a report for maybe a couple of people out of the thousands of people that I know of. Only so that our minds could be set free. Those who are inquiring minds that needed to know, that were confused about the truth of some matters. And the report wasn't as good as I liked it for it to be. But nevertheless, it was true and it was honest. And so I'm like, okay, oh, Father, how do we get to this point? So now I'm fast forwarded to page 15, to page 17. My apologies. I fast forwarded to page 15. Down the last paragraphs, it says that when we drive a car, we drive gear. If we keep slamming the car in reverse, then it is only a matter of time before the car transmission is damaged. It's very true. It's very true. And then it says, once the transmission is damaged, what has actually occurred is the interpretation box. Y'all can tell I'm not a mechanic, can't you? And you can tell I hadn't read over this first. We're reading this together. I never heard of the interpretation box, which allows your car to change speed. Oh, that thing. Sound like my auntie Bernice. Oh, that thing. Which allows your car to change speed and go in different directions. Oh, y'all, that's important. Has been damaged. So it is with the human brain. So it's the same with the human brain, is what it's saying. Once we keep going in reverse, keep going back in reverse, y'all. Think about it. Reverse. We even got little step songs. Reverse. Okay. After a certain amount of lies have been told to the brain, look at that. I was just talking about that, y'all. I promise I hadn't got to this point. After a certain amount of lies have been told to the brain, we damage the transmission signal of the body's ability to go where we want it to go at the speed we want it to go. Oh, wait. When we see everybody else going places at a certain speed and we cannot make it, it becomes very discouraging. What do we say? Hell, I'm going somewhere else. I told you it's good. We see a lot of that happening now. I did my homework, y'all, on looking at when I was signing up for my passport. That it said there was practically a 50% increase of people traveling outside of the country, and that has never been the case. And because a lot of them want to hurry up and run, because either they don't value what they have here left, or they don't see the value in what's here that they have left. It doesn't matter which direction they're going. It don't matter the hardship. It doesn't matter that they even know and have the information that they really, really need to make a good, sound decision. So they're trying their best to make it and get what they can get here from home to give to them. But look at how it happens reverse, you all. That wasn't one-sided. That also is happening. That's the case where people from other countries are coming to here. And they're coming here to make money and then give back there. So if everybody is leaving, so if so many people are fast-paced minded leaving here, leaving there, and then getting money back from here, and then those who coming from another country, leaving the country, coming here to get money to get back to there, then I mean everything is the picture has been painted that everybody is moving fast and going forward and moving places, and it puts us at a place of some that's focusing like that on just the fact that people are able to move and change. It's causing a discouragement. It's causing folks to get to a place where they say, okay, well, I'm going to go somewhere. So let's read on and see what he got to say about that. When the brain has been fed a heavy diet of lies, I like how you use that. It knows how it now has damaged the transmission. Perhaps you have never had a car where the mechanic told you the transmission was slipping before. I don't know about y'all, but I had one. However, when the transmission started slipping, though there may be 5 gears, with each gear representing 15 miles of maximum speed. For those who do not know, when you hear that then you hear that or that type of sound. I don't know if I did good with that, y'all. This is what it sounds like when switching to the next gear. Yeah, that's kind of like how we think when we get new information and been told the truth, and we be like, yeah, we make the sound of a car. If you are in a car and your car goes, I'll forget y'all. And then the next gear goes, and stays there, and you are not gaining more speed, your transmission is messed up. Meaning, no matter how hard you hit the gas, no matter how good the RPMs rev up, you cannot go faster than what you are doing because the gears will not shift. When the human brain is fed lies, gossip, slander, and negative things, it begins to damage the ability of the brain to think what we want to think and say it correctly. Think what we want to think and get it done. How long does it take for us to get things done? How long does it take for us to be able to figure things out? All of this is directly connected to transmission. Ooh-wee. I've often used this as an example, y'all. Speaking of how our bodies is like made like the car, how man has made the car designed after our bodies. But he's doing a better job at this one right here because we talking about the mind, y'all. Ooh wee. All right, second paragraph. I'm gonna slip down because some of y'all ain't gonna be able to believe the first half of it. So we're gonna go with where your minds are, where the some that's tuning in. All right. This is the absolute powerful. Scientists have discovered each person has about 60,000 miles of arteries in the body. 60,000 miles, y'all. The scientists have discovered it, you all. I believe it. I've looked into some things. So the God, Master Creator, knows how to take blood through all these veins and arteries, send it all the way to the bottom, back up to the top, back to the bottom in 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Good God. Good God. Can I say that in my James Brown voice? Good God. Man, y'all, that's powerful. I think about that all the time because I am lighter complexion. You can see my veins with that dark skin, real dark skin father of mine, Shaka Zulu daddy of mine had bulging veins. And I think about that all the time. And I didn't know this was in here, y'all. I promise I didn't. I was waiting to share this with you all. My God. Woo. Okay. Page 20. When you go to visit a person that is sick, all of the antennas should go up with the statement because the truth is they are actually putting illness in the water. Have we not been talking about that, y'all? Putting illness in the water. Have you noticed that everybody seems to be sick all the time now? Everybody, everybody all of a sudden has eczema. I've noticed it. Everybody has asthma. I've noticed it. Everybody literally has something going on, at least most people. Something's wrong. Now, when we get a cold, the cold lasts for 2 weeks. Get the flu, and it lasts for a year. When you go to visit a person that is sick, if you put the right word in their ear within 8 minutes and 20 seconds, you will see a change in the spirit of such person. What this told me, he says, is that the level of energy, light, and spiritual power that is contained in the right words communicated from the right motivation energizes the brain of the recipient of such word. That energy is delivered to every part of the body, thereby increasing the energy level of that person. You ever gone to the hospital, you all, and visit a loved one? I know I have. And when they saw you, they got excited, they got happy, and all of a sudden the little beat go off. The blood pressure then rise a little bit. That's what they're talking about. That's the spirit. That's the energy that we're talking about. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Anytime we have a major impediment, the doctor of this world want to put us on a steroid. What does a steroid do? A steroid speeds up the time of your healing. Speeds up the time of your healing. That's what real steroid is supposed to do. However, the side effects are that though it speeds up the time of your life, what this means mathematically is that if it initially took the human body without the steroid 3 months to heal, once the steroid is taken, then somebody stole 3 months of life from you. You just to get you right. From you just to get you right. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. There is a spiritual steroid with no side effects. All right, now we're talking. It is the right word coming from the right heart with the right motive. With the right motive. Understand, when you really love someone and you want to see them better, you know the right things to say to them. When you really love someone, you do. You can do more for them in the healing process when you speak the right words. All right now, come on now. Those of us who've been in relationships, we know this. I know it. than any doctor or hospital can do for them. It is true. This is true. I've seen this time and time and time again. And then how long here to page 20? The conversation which takes away from the energy of a human being and causes that person shoulders to droop, the face to drop, the countenance to change, the body to react, is conversation that is negative, dealing with slander. Ooh, dealing with backbiting. Ooh, dealing with gossip. This type of conversation, which is so destructive to unity, to brotherhood, to social relationship, that affects the highest level of civilization. See, nobody want to talk about that, but if you all think about it, that's what we have on these social media platforms today. And that's the reason why I say I will not be reporting on P. Diddy. I will not be reporting on what the so-called fallen stars are doing. And I make mention here and there, but not no drawn out platform for it for ratings. Absolutely not. We don't need to use them as an example. Social media has done that. The television has done that enough for us. What does it profit us to do? That claim to be children of God, that claim to be chosen by God. What does it do? We have joined in with the mocking session, with the gossiping session. But do you believe what happened to which call? It's not about what we believe. If they are sinners, then some going to do what sinners do, whether you know the detail of their sin or not. That should be enough. Now, I do advise us to take notes, but this is a prime example. I tell people all the time, and they ask me all the time, well, Dr. Shep, what happened? We didn't know you were still married. This is it right here. Now you got the info right here. Slander, backbiting, and gossiping. I don't have the patience for it. I think you all know that about me. I'm not gonna live my life making up, trying to take and trying to clean up somebody else's messes because they messed up. No, I will not. I have too many other lives to help save. I have too many people to help heal. I ain't gotta go out the country to find that. I got enough of it right here at home. I got enough of it right here from state to state to help our people. I got enough on one person. I don't have room to be cleaning up a lot of lies and slander and gossip. And I know a lot of you all don't either. I'm not bored at all. I got plenty to do, just like some of you all do. So I don't have room for it. But this is right here is at the highest level of destroying a civilization. Let's know who we choose to want to help in order to make ourselves look good or make us try to look like we're saint. Those of us who've been doing it for a long time and it's truly in your heart to do, we know this is not something to be commercialized. If it happened, it happened. But you don't have to make whatever's in your heart and what you truly love from God to do a commercial. We don't have to. Because we've done it before the social media platforms got here. We've done it beforehand. And that's not me boasting and saying that somebody is better than the other. I'm saying this is how you know the difference. And there are some that wasn't before the platforms that still was no good either. But it don't take our people too long to figure out that once you call in and try to get some help for something, and then here it is, you don't get it, and all you're doing is providing things that you need to for yourself, like eating your fruits and vegetations and taking your herbs. That's you healing your own body. That's not me. That is, I'm just merely saying, all right, go forward. Yes, that it is best for you. I may give you a certain amount that you should according to your blood type. Yes, I am providing blood type regimens, food regimens for those who are going in for a small price. I am providing those individualized based off of your own health and your own body works. I am providing those now, you all. And the proceeds go right back into good, healthy products and go right back into making sure that I'm able to tune in to you all. All right. All right. Gosh, I didn't mean to even go there, but I had to, y'all, because it brought it out. This is what would destroy, if it would destroy a civilization. And we see that, y'all, because we say it all the time. The colonizers and came in and went and taken people from out of their native land. Those who all that believe that we were the chosen children, or we are the descendants from it, and here it is, we in 400 years of slavery. Then this is what has happened. They did. We're operating out of the same spirit. If you are practicing backbiting, slandering, lying on people, negative, and gossip, versus trying to warn people to actually heal them, not other people that you don't know, but I mean yourself. We got to do that ourselves first. Because what good is it that I'm calling out the alarm to save everybody else, but here it is, I'm lost? There is a scripture that says that we ought to save ourselves from this untoward generation. Look it up, y'all. And it don't mean that you have to operate as a coward to do it or hide behind others to do it. It simply means that apply that you've learned that is good, that's good and healthy for yourself and for your mind. Apply the very thing that you're teaching to yourself first. All right. We keep going. We must do a better job at a better job of encouraging each other. Encouraging each other. Allow me to point out something here. There is so much wrong with all of us. If you want to get your magnifying glass and binoculars out, the only thing you will discover is that every human being has flaws. I just told you what some people may consider it a flaw for me. That I know I don't put up with a whole lot of lying tongues and them people trying to get work done. I know I can't do it. I will not tolerate it from a mate. I will not tolerate it from close friends. I will not tolerate it from people that I work with. I will not. I give you a certain period of time to get it right. And that's how God is with us. Before you mess up things for your own self. If you have any good mind of God, you don't want to be known for being a liar. You don't want to be known for being one that like to slander to make yourself look good. You got to get them lies correct, even if it don't make you look good. You got to fess up. Ain't no trying to just do it behind the scenes. If you lied to 300 people, you need to tell the truth to 300 people. Especially if it's destroying somebody's name and ain't no truth to it. Especially if it's not because you got to try to keep up and try to make up for what somebody said that's not right. And there is no proof. Be careful, because what we have now today is what we saw was when the so-called cinnamon that they putting on broadcast now, they came right there before social media and said what they did not do, just for them to find out that it was just the opposite, or what appears to be the truth. Can I say it like that? What appears to be the opposite of what they did. So it's an old saying that you hear coming up in church, that your sins will find you out. But we always got some of us that's so flawed to where we think that no matter, we think that we can actually do enough good and it will never find us out. Some happen while we're alive and some happen when we go on. But either way, those of us who's tuning in today and now, we got to get it together now. And I noticed a few of them had chimed off because they already know. They can't wait to pass it back. And it's okay, because it's the truth. And the truth will help set our minds free. All right. Say it again. Here we go. We must do a better job of encouraging each other. I'm an encourager, you all. I'm sure you all can tell that now, as none would be tuned in now. Allow me to point out something here. There is so much wrong with all of us. If you want to get your magnifying glasses and binoculars out, the only thing you will discover is that every human being has flaws, faults, and defects. If you want to highlight all the negative things about people and tell them what they could have been and should have been and need to do, you can do that forever. And that's what's happening today, y'all. You got people becoming millionaires off of that, telling people what to do. That's sort of kind of what we do as naturopaths too. As people that's into wellness, we're think about it. We're telling you what you should eat, what you should drink, what you should do. If I'm being transparent here, so we're pointing out the flaws. Think about that. That's something to think about, and that's the reason why I have to encourage even more so. All right, remember that. And make sure that we stay on right here. the flaws. And if you want to highlight all of the negative things about people and tell them what they could have been, should have been, and need to do, you could do that forever. Remember, this wife remembers this husband. I didn't know this was in here, y'all. Remember, this wife remembers this husband. It is more important to praise what you want to rise than it is to criticize and critique what you do not want more of. We should never spend so much time talking about what a person needs to do and what I wish you would do, or what you need to do better at, and when you gonna do XYZ. You talk like me, you got to break it down. A better, more effective strategy is every time that the person does what you like, praise them for it. All right. And you will find that people naturally lean towards whatever action or activity gained the applause. Yeah. That's what's happening here on social media. Wherever there's a clap of applause, that's hey, they leaning towards it. It's whatever sounds good. It's whatever you get credit for. They leaning towards it, whether it be good, bad, or ugly. All right. If the person does something you like, even if it is once a year, praise it if you want to raise it. Praise it enough, the one or two times that they do it, and you will find in the next month it will go from two times to 2 times a year to 2 times a month. Then when it comes up twice a month, you praise it again, make over it again, encouraging again. Next thing you know, the next month it goes to 6 times a month. At a certain point, everything you want that you have praised, you have raised it in value, and it knows, and now it accompanies all that space and time. Now, because you have used this strategy, they do not do any of the behaviors you dislike. Mathematics of the mind. I know some will say, Brother Nuri, you do not know my wife. May my husband said, if do all that, he or she still gonna be stuck on stupid. Yeah, y'all, that's funny. Well, another formula needs to be worked. How many of us have been married and in relationships, or you can be parenting kids, and you kept on praising, kept on giving? I know and it sounds like the more and more you try to compliment a person, no matter how little they're doing, the more and more they get egotistical, the more and more they get self-righteous. And so we say that it don't work. You must be stuck on stupid. Hey, been there, done that. Oh boy, okay, we're gonna go down. God has given the highest form of electrical energy and spirit in the revelation that we know as the divine teaching of the Most High. These teachings are perfected at the highest rate in the brain. All right, is the messenger. However, the messenger and the minister have been opening their mouth, allowing the energy to be transmitted in lectures, transmitted in book form, and all we must do is listen to it, read it, and we are able to deposit the same energy God put into us. Yeah, this is a good read. I think that you all should most definitely, oh my God, get the book, you all. You all can, once again, you can go to NuriMuhammad.com, or you can get it from Nuri dot, that's Nuri Muhammad, Muhammad.33, or Brother Nuri, BROTHERNU on Twitter, and then you can look them up on Instagram, Nuri Muhammad. You all, this is such a good read, and it's so down to earth, and you all know to tune in. I'm a very down to earth person. I don't know how I can be not from it, down to earth when I'm from the earth. Oh, as much as us like to say that we from the ethers, so like we still part of that, because that is in the earth is still from outer space. They're still conjoined together. It's the science behind that too, you all. And I never forget, I tried to explain that to a person and they flat out told me that they didn't believe in science. And I said, well, I'm not talking about the crazy scientists that like to try to act like God's not here. I'm talking about those who are aware and acknowledge that there is a higher God. And they said they didn't believe in it, yet they were calling themselves a minister. And I mean calling themselves a minister. And I was like, because they had not been ordained by no elders, nobody, they just called themselves. And I learned after that wow, that's the most dangerous game to play when you have not been made tried and true through those who have gone through the ranks. That those who are there and you're just waiting for random people who don't know you to praise you. That's a dangerous thing to do, you all. But nevertheless, what it's stating is that we need to encourage each other more. So I like to encourage you all on this Motivational Monday. I'm going to stop there because not because I have to, but because I want to leave room for any open questions about health and wellness, and then make the other announcements about what it is that you all can do to help enhance the mind. This book is powerful. It's a lot. I can, as you all can imagine, I can read all day if I want to, but I've had other works that I had to do, and so it's the reason why I have specifically set this aside. Yes, some of the things you all, I don't read from it because I know that there are different people that have different belief systems, and I fully understand now that our people have to be fed from a teaspoon sometime versus a whole spoon, because once again, the lies that have been told, the lies that we believe has messed with the transmission. Like it says, messed with the transmission that helps us to get started, helps us to move forward. So you're making it sounding like we got it, sounding like we got the answer, but just for us not to, because we got all this falsified information that's in our head. And I know I just got through sharing that with a sister today, and how I understood things beyond some of the things that I was taught, and I said, and I believe some of them did too. However, I was blessed to have leaders that, even though they were spiritual, they still said, "Look, we can only teach y'all what we were taught." But also at the same time, let us know that there are other learnings, there are other teachers. I had one teacher that's, and then my godparents, and they are pastors. Yeah, my godparents, I just faith that way. The minister, Bishop Alberly Petway, they're pastors, but they told me, look, to shook me as a teenager and said, look, don't you let nobody put God in a box for you. There's so much more to life than this. And I remember that. I remembered it and I appreciated it because it was my first home health care job that I had that she had helped. I went in to assist her with this well off elder black man that was right up the street from my high school. And I didn't know at that time that they were about to depart to start their ministry. And so I cried like a baby because it took everybody to try to to try to get me to a place where they couldn't tell me, because they knew I was going to pack my suitcase. Yeah, I love my mom, I love my family, but I was so attached to my godparents because she helped encourage me. Once again, what she just said, she spoke so much good, positive life in me at a very trying time in my life after losing my grandmother at 15, that nobody at that time had spoken to me, because I was busy being the eldest of the family, trying to be strong for my mom and my parents and my siblings and my cousins and aunties and uncles. They might have not realized it, but my godparents at that point kicked in, and they were my godmother was very, very instrumental in making sure that I stayed encouraged. And so when they had to shift to move away to the South and to start their own ministry, of course, naturally, I wanted to go. I was 17, about to graduate from out of school, and I wanted to go with her. And so they knew they had to secretly not let me know. So my Uncle Frank, the one y'all hear me talking about all the time, which is a pastor, they got together and they invited me to go to Chicago for a convention to get me away. Wow. And two of my uncles, my auntie, they all, and no other youth went at this time. I love traveling with them prior to, so it was real easy for them to do it. And as I'm on the road trip, they let me know that my godparents were moving away. And I cried like a baby. I tell you, I cried like a baby. But I can promise you this. It was her encouraging words. It was his encouraging words that kept me with the strength to move forward. Because I gotten so used to the encouraging words and the positiveness that came from them, to where I didn't feel like I could make it at that time. I didn't. I didn't feel like I could make it. And I said, Father, I don't know what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go. And I had made up in my mind then that by the time I turned 21, not knowing that I was going to be engaged, be married, to have a family, I was like, I'm going to move there with my godparents. So all off of encouraging words and motivation to be all that God has created you to be. And so I'm telling you now, I know how that works. And unfortunately, Satan, you all have learned that same tactic. So much so that it has husband and wives leaving their families out to dry, and to try to create other families and do other things. Satan has learned that tactic, you all, that if only I can encourage them and tell them how great that they are, then they'll come and be with me. They'll come and help me. And then what happens is when a person has, once again, the transmission is messed up and he can't move past the fact that they've heard something that's positive, but they can't move forward enough to be able to create and have a good family, or they can't have a good, it's not the ministry, it's their minds, it's the transmission in the minds that's blocked. You gotta remember, I've been raised up in a religious church all my life. And yes, I had some family members in the surroundings that were not, as they say, religious. But at the same time, I learned the most of character from the church, from a religion, and of how we supposed to treat each other. And there was much emphasis on Philippians 4 and 8. I carried that and tutored that around through high school, junior high school, and they didn't know when it was time for somebody to mock me and tease me about being a preacher girl or about wearing skirts every day. I used those scriptures to really help keep my mind strong. Finally, my brother be stronger, Lord, in the power of his might. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places. What are we seeing now today, you all? Spiritual wickedness in high places. Some have put the stars in a high place to the point to where I sit there and I watch, and I kept saying this before COVID hit, because I knew an individual that was idolizing Steve Harvey. And I'm not going to say the names because I want the example to be able to resonate for those who may not know who I'm talking about. But it's a good example. Steve Harvey did, Steve Harvey did. I want to see Steve Harvey. And they were willing to break bank, and they did break bank, break the family, do everything to get to Steve Harvey. I want to hear Steve. I want to be around Steve Harvey. I want to get a chance to meet Steve Harvey. I want to be able to be on the platform of Steve Harvey. I want to get on the Steve Harvey show. And I was like, it was like that. And I finally got to the point, I said, he's not professing to be a moral person. I finally had to get to a place where I said, he's not professing to be a moral place. If anything, I would think that you would thrive to be more likened to those who don't come with a very tarnished reputation. And when I mean very, one that's broken up a lot of families. And I would think. And the person didn't say nothing. Instead, they went ahead and they allowed another party to come in that also was seen as somebody in the little small community to be looked up to, and allowed them and their platforms and their things to speak a few positive things in their ear, because they lacked that parental guidance. They were looking for that good encouraging word that they could no longer hear from their father. This is the power of hearing an encouraging word, you all, to where it didn't matter how much their wife praised them. It didn't matter how much the people around them were saying how good of a job they was doing. It didn't matter that even people on the platform were saying they was doing good. It didn't matter. They were looking for the approval from those who appeared to be stars, those who appear to have a lot of clout on the social media platforms, so that it can make them feel like they were accepted and won. And they're still doing it to this day. But they'll give credit to an ungodly person who's known for not being godly, who's not being a good husband, good to it, and a lot of people know it. But yet you won't hear them mention nothing about the other spiritual leaders that were very instrumental in helping them to realize that it's just certain immoral things that you should not practice and still call yourself a pastor or a minister. Eventually your sins will find you out. Yeah. And coming before our platforms today is not good enough. As we all see what they've done to their own, the world of its own. It's not good enough to just say, well, I'm not perfect or I'm a humble person. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. You got to get more technical than that. Because you're asking for something, you're asking for positive encouragement, feedback from the people, and you're getting it. So once the people realize, once they lift you up, they find out that you know better than them at all. Matter of fact, it may be worse at your flaws, maybe worse. It's only a matter of time before it comes out. And I'm saying to us, y'all, we have to not just encourage one another. We have to learn to encourage those who are not being encouraged, that's not before these platforms. Yes, I'm saying that even though you see me on this platform, I have to be fair and just. We have to learn how to encourage those that's right there in your community that's working and doing good work. Those that's in your family, your husband, your wife, your daughter, your son, your niece, your nephew. All of us have somebody in our lives that are doing the good work. Sister Edna, I see you, and I'm gonna get to your question. All of us have someone in our life that are doing a great work and a good work, and they just may not have this ability, may not have a laptop, they may not be able to come before and get some ratings going. But just that one good encouraging word from you and help inspire them to keep going on. You ain't got to have $1 million to give to them. They don't have to have a product to sell. But just that encouraging word, think about it. What did I just say? As a teenager, I was constantly being encouraged. And so it was in me. My mother and father encouraged me too. My aunties and uncles did. My teachers and professors did too. But not without a lot of adversity. It wasn't easy at all, y'all. At all. I had to keep doing the work. I had to keep proving that I want to see you healed. I want to see you better. I had to keep doing it even without pay. Then they realized this young girl, she's not giving up. She's gonna keep working at this. She's really gonna kneel down and get this out of my feet and really gonna work on my feet. I wasn't a doctor at that time. I wasn't even a nurse at that time. I just had it in my spirit, in my mind. My transmission, y'all, was working right. To say, give me your feet and let me see what I can do. Let me pull that from out of your feet. Let me do this. And then from there, it just developed because I kept doing the work. I kept moving. After having children, kept moving. After going through divorce, kept moving. Kept doing, kept going, come on. You can do the same. May not be the same thing that I'm doing, but it's whatever God has given you, whatever your purpose is in life. All right, y'all. All right, here we go. Finna go into the questions. Sister Edna Sanders, Dr. Shelf, what can be taken until the mental boost is back in stock? Can you recommend a DHA, EPA? What can I use the colloidal silver drops for? The colloidal silver drops are used for the respiratory help, for breaking down mucus within the body. It's good for clearing up, even for balancing out any type of inflammation within the throat, the lungs, and the sinus area. Good for clearing out headaches. That's what the colloidal silver is for. I highly always recommend you, even if you just want to do a drop a day of colloidal silver. Very, very powerful. Just got through talking about starting to manufacture my own with one of my other clients. So that's a good question. So that the DHA, EPA, I highly recommend then for you to do for your DHA, EPA for mental clarity. Your moringa is good for your mental clarity. That's one of the number one top things. So is it the moringa? To make sure I have that right. Let me see. Did I say that right? Because there's so many I have down on there. You're working together. You're working in the same business. So many. Your moringa, anytime you reduce inflammation, that reduces from the eye, the visual, that's the brain that's involved, you all. Yes, your moringa increases your mental clarity. So I recommend you in the evening time, afternoon, to take a 4 to 6 ounce of your moringa tea. Is what I highly recommend for mental clarity. Make it into steep it into a tea form and sip on that. And that's your most least expensive. I think you have the moringa. If you don't, then I still have some in stock, Sister Edna. It's what I recommend. And then for the immune booster here, this company has a supplement in veggie capsule um, uh, called the For Life Mental Boost for focus. It's called Focus Factor. Very powerful supplements. It's been around for a long time. So when you call in and if you want the immune booster to help ward off for flu-like symptoms too, then just know that you automatically can order in for that. So that's why I was stating you all pay $25 and then you get it at the wholesale price that I get it for, where you don't have to pay as much. I'll be placing in orders for this week as well for it as well. So focus. This company right here, Sister Edna, has supplements called Focus Factor. Very powerful. If you don't want to just use the moringa tea, I highly recommend the moringa tea for that. And so many other things that you can use as well. But for right now, that is what I would recommend for you. Okay, I understand. I really enjoy and learning from all your sessions. Thank you so much, Suzanne. I appreciate your support and I appreciate your feedback in its entirety. I really honor and respect that because you and I am counseling both. Because you and I am consuming both things. Hey there, Sister Diane. It's good to see you all. Different ones are greetings to everybody that's tuned in. Please like and share, you all. Don't forget to like and share. So you can send to one, they do to other. Today's session was on the book, but this is what I recommend. Once again, get your stock. If you all want me to order in, it's no longer for you all. That's how much it is without me being able to put back into getting more stocks of it. It is $45 due to the shipping and handling, you all, okay? All right, and then I'm still waiting to get in more stocks of B12 for your energy and for a good digestive system. So keep that in mind for this motivational Monday to keep you all motivated. Because when you feel good, you feel better, you eat healthy, you are. It's hard not to be motivated. It's challenging because you got the energy to keep going at that time. Think about it. That's the way that works. All right, y'all. It's 7 o'clock. You all have to tune out. I know it started in at 5:30, and I wanted to make sure that I gave you all time. I highly appreciate you all for tuning in. I am working on my Fitness Friday because I got a couple of things that I can present with the Fitness Friday. I just want to make sure that my thumbnail and things is proper for you all. So I'm still working on that, and I will be soon tuning in to the Fitness Friday today, and I can't wait. Y'all should only imagine. Y'all see the energy that I got now. Can y'all imagine me on the Fitness Friday? I got to implement some really good fun stuff for you all. It can't be boring. It can't be. All right. All right. Thank you all so much. Peace and love and good health. And remember to stay healthy mentally, spiritually, and in your whole soul. Stay healthy more for 2024. Peace. Till next time. Bye-bye. Like even like if you worked for 60 years at Target, you're gonna get pretty good stuff. Yeah. So how much do you think like with working at Target like over that time that you're gonna work there, like how much do you think